So until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Well, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. And afishiapa to all of us to live through to another wonderful Easter. We thank God for all that mercy, for all the many opportunities given us. Once again, we meet here to perform our favorite ritual, the finest radio talk show. I think we can blow our own trumpet. Finest radio talk show, exceptional. Folks, here we are to perform our favorite ritual, and we discern. If anything at all, folks, yes, we discern. And yes, on this show, we discern. Only on Joy 99.7 FM, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. So what I can say is let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, our topic today, the devil is tired. Sasabon Sam say, wapede. The devil is tired. What a topic. Folks, this period in the Christian life can be likened to Ujra in the traditionalist life, a period to cleanse oneself and soul. After going through the uncertainties of life, the ups, the downs, the temptations, the weakness, our falls, our wrongs, our sins, weaknesses, death, folks, even our quarrels with our neighbors. This is a period to reflect, forgive, let go, back down, renew ourselves for the year ahead, because man is not perfect. So once in a time, we need to stop and overhaul. And so, folks, today I am not here to talk to you about the triumphant entry, but indeed to say that Easter, Ojra, is very significant in the life of mankind. Once in a while, you need to go through a spiritual overhaul, a cleansing, a renewal to move on. So as I said, I'm not here to talk to you about the triumphant entry, nor am I here to tell you about the crucifixion and resurrection of Christ. That you know already, and you know too well. And you know too well. I don't have any different angle to tell you about it. That was a very wonderful phenomenon that happened. So I'm not here to tell you about that. Folks, I am here to tell you about the concerns of the devil himself. He's not happy. And even though under normal circumstances, we should be rejoicing about that, folks, I think he may have a point. Strangely enough, for once, the devil may be right. Don't tune off yet. Stay tuned. Stay tuned and let me land. The devil for once may be right. Folks, so there was this big hell conference. The whole place. All the dark angels sat around this big flaming table. Dark angel of earthquake, the dark angel of tsunami, the dark angel of tornadoes, of monsoon rain, even the dark angel of diseases and viruses, all present, all the generals in hell, all present. And they could see how angry and frustrated the devil himself was. Why has he gathered us here? So they asked him, why have you summoned all of us? Easter is round the corner and we should be out there working overtime. Well, he said, I am not happy with the people from Ghana. They said, pardon? He says, no, I am not happy with the people from Ghana. But why? They thought. He says, they are falsely accusing me. They are maligning me. They are blaming me for things I know nothing about. He says, I already have a bad name, but trust me, in Ghana, they are literally dragging me to the mud. They are putting me in the gutter. They managed to put me in the gutters. So the devil asks around the table, you, Dark Angel Tsunami, have I sent you to Ghana before? He said, no. Dark Angel Tornado, have you been to Ghana before? He says, no. I mean, then the angel of virus says, look, I think what you're saying must be right. Because even when Ebola came, I went round all the borders of Ghana, but you never let me go into Ghana. So what are they saying and why are you so upset? He says, well, these people are strange people. So you have a driver's mate who has probably about 200 miles of driving experience. He suddenly loads up his bus full of people, hurtles down a road, and as soon as they have a near miss, nothing happens. Then they all shout in the car, the devil is a liar. He's thinking, what have I done? This guy has no experience in driving. He says, the roads. He tells his angels, the roads. They go out and get money to come and fix the road. Behind closed doors, they siphon all the money and do a shoddy job. And when the cars drive on it and they fall down, they say, it was the devil. He says, did I siphon the money? Did I construct the road? How could it have been me? I wasn't even there. He says, I was not even there. So how could it be me? He says they construct a road and they will have a blind spot that causes accident and accident and accident. And instead of going to repair it, they bring people there to come and pray and pour olive oil and everything to say they are casting me away because I am the cause of the road deaths. He says to the angels, listen to this. This guy buys a car. He doesn't service the brakes. He hasn't bought tires. The car is not fit for the road. Originally, the car was meant to carry cornflakes or wheat bix. They converted into a passenger car. And guess what? Miraculously, they disconnect the back brakes because the drivers have this belief that if you disconnect the back brakes, the car goes faster. So, after doubling the weight capacity of the car, they've actually taken about 30-40% of his braking capacity away, goes to throw all the people away, and then they come back and says, it's the devil. He was upset. The devil is tired. Folks, he says what annoys him is that you see this lady, so poor, she hasn't even got a chamber pot to her name. And yet you manage to straddle out of his shack, go to another shack, Friday night, praying and praying and praying against the devil, and he's thinking, what do I want from you? I mean, you're a dead woman walking. What do I want from you? Why don't you focus your energies on something positive? But then you see these people, jumping up and down. Metiobun Samson, Metiobun Samson is thinking, really? With your 1.5 chaliwote, ubetimi etiamiso. With your 1.5 chaliwote, ubetimi etiamiso. So the devil was upset that, the countries where he's actually operating, they don't attack him as much. Everything, we just ignore things, do things bad, do things shoddy, and come back and say, it's the devil. He says to the team there, he says once upon a time he just went through a place and, there were 7 sandwiches and they had to, say a prayer before, they eat the sandwiches. And I decree and declare that whatever the devil has put in this sandwich, and he says to people, it was just a tuna sandwich. He says, what am I going to do in a tuna sandwich? It's as though like the devil has nothing to do. He just wakes up from morning to evening, and that's all. And he was upset. Folks, let us use this period to rethink. Let us rethink why it is that the devil seems to be only, it's like otia, onko baby. It doesn't, the devil is not in Sweden, it's not in Switzerland, in Japan, places where there's wealth and money and health and proper juicy stuff for the devil to eat. The devil doesn't seem to operate there. It's just among this poverty, disease, let us rethink. Let us use this Ojra Easter period to rethink, to re-cleanse, to rethink and re-cleanse and refocus on positive energies. The focus on negative energy surpasses everything. And so truly, we are living in one negative bubble. And there should be a deliberate effort to break all this superstition and this focus on negativity, because whatever you focus on comes to be. And so here we are, surrounded. I mean, one CEO leaves a job and the next one comes, he doesn't even want to sit on the chair because untrusted. First one who took oil. I mean, so we must have these positive energies, but with everything, it has to be deliberate. It has to be deliberate. It has to be deliberate. Because the devil say, "Wabre, and your money be oha, onim hoshi, more negligence, more ignorance, more wickedness, and how causes are." You go and get money for the road, the contractor literally comes and pays ahead of time. And this is all you're quite away, no the cash back about. No, this is cash forward. So as the contractor goes, he then also subtracts whatever it is he gave you from the road. The engineer also comes, looks at it and says, "Yes, Mr. Majimi, so whether you want you, they lay bitumen as thick as a pancake on it. As soon as it rains, it dissolves. Next 2-3 days, car slates off, 6 people dead, the devil." And he's saying, "Hold on, did I take the kickback? Did I take your money? You knew the road wasn't good. And you take it to governance." It doesn't end there. You take it to governance. People will present themselves for leadership. And we will just opt for the guy who has more money rather than the guy who's more committed. And then we sit down and say, "Oh, we are cursed." And he's thinking, "What do you say we are cursed? We gave you, you had two, you had candidates. You had those who could do the job and those who could pay for the job. You opted for those who can pay for the job. And so where do I come in?" At the end of the meeting, the devil has decided he's going to move his embassy from here because here we have rendered him useless. So he's going to take his embassy from here and just leave us to be. Because we can do bad by ourselves. And we are doing bad by ourselves. We don't need any devil agency. He doesn't need any agency here because we are too good. We are too good. Those of you who lived abroad for some time, I mean, if you shop in a supermarket for some time and you are very credible, sometimes they let you scan your own, you pick up your goods in the shop, you scan it, and then you get to the till and say, "I bought 10 cedis worth of thing and pay now." Nobody checks it. So that's how the devil says, that's how the devil sees us now. We are too good. We are all just scanning our own road deaths, sickness, no bed syndrome, no school, no furniture in classrooms, school breaking down. He doesn't need to come and do it. Yeah. When we get to the till, then we tell him, "Look, we bought 20 pounds worth of thing. That's how credible we have become. Folks, that's how credible we have become. We have become so credible, we can buy our own things, scan our own things, and pay and go. So I'm saying this Easter, as we breaking for the Easter to go and cleanse ourselves and come, let it be a deliberate policy to have positive energy. because it will also come to be. Also 0302-216-541. Let us renew our minds. Let us have a deliberate policy to have positive energies around us. Once upon a time, I was watching this plane crash. I like watching this, plane crash thing on DSTV, right? And so after the plane crash, the investigators will move in to try and find out why it is that this plane crashed. And for 2 years, everything says that this plane should not crash. But they kept searching and searching and searching until they found out that one of the propeller blades, while they were melting it or molding it, there was a fine line of, foreign object in it. And so as the propeller was going round and round and round after the stress and the vibration, eventually that part cracked. And that's how come the plane crashed. And I know my people, and first day, second day, it is the devil. Straight near their channel. But they searched and searched and searched. And when they found it, they knew that the next propellers that they were going to make, they should make sure that there are no fine line objects in it. But in the meantime, hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Pastor, my brother, I call you a pastor.
Yeah.
You know what is happening?
Let me hear you.
Now, sorry, no, so not as a man, you have to be talking. Now, all the cool is about some. I'm going to go on Friday night. I'm going to go about to Moku.
Thank you for calling 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana Kwao.
Nana Kwao, let me hear you.
So in the same light, God is equally tired with Ghana. Because initially, the angels kept fighting him, asking him why he's giving this country so much. And he was like, wait and see. I give them all this. All I need them to do is use their common sense, use their wisdom, and the little knowledge they will acquire from reading books, the skills to make it better, to make it benefit them, to make their country great. But what do we see today? They mess up everything, and after that, they will still go back to church, and they'll cry to me again. Exactly what do they want from me again? Nana, so it's not just the devil who is tired of Ghana. God, wherever he is also so tired. He's fed up. Good evening.
Good evening. Heaven is tired of us and hell is tired of us. Hello, who's talking to me?
And I thank God for keeping you.
I thank God too for having you.
I hope you're doing wonderful.
I'm great, my brother.
Yeah, I am for him.
Now,
I like the way you're saying that you should be in a positive mood. Do you know that the celebrations of Easter, looks as if the so-called Christians, you don't even understand why we are celebrating the Easter. Christ came to die for us. What is the importance of the death of Christ? But you make merry, you drink. It is during the Easter time that people go out to do other things, whereby sometimes you see a shortage of condoms. But yet, when there are problems that we are not able to tackle, then we see the devil. And even asking the devil, the witches, and the witchcraft, how many are them? And what can they even do? I mean, I believe they are the smallest. They're the smallest among us. You see? And do you want to tell me that in the foreign land, the Western land, after that place, the devils, they don't travel to that place? Yeah, they do things positively. And when they make mistakes, they realize that you've made a mistake. So you need to make a U-turn to do the right turn. You sit down blaming the devil and you're not improving. Nana, you are on point. God bless you.
God bless you too, my brother. 0302216541. Amiajua from West Hills Mall says, Nana, very well put. God bless you. May God have mercy on Ghana. Okay, hello, and who's talking to me?
Daniel now.
Daniel, let me hear you.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is true. So the point is our churches, project the devil in the churches more than anything. I follow this man of God, Dr. Miles, messages. And all the messages are teaching by he ruled one of the biggest congregations in the world. Though it's dead and gone. But the point is, I don't know whether it's Africa, the way our pastors believe, we believe everything that happens. We believe, how do you call it, a house flying in the night is a devil. So this is how our pastors have projected the devil in our midst. So that is why we cannot progress. And even have to think positive, we are not thinking positive. So these are some of the things that are affected us. And we have to start from there, from the churches. We have to change our teaching, the person has to change their teachings. And then they teach the true word of God. If this is done, I hope it will help us a lot. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for calling 0302216541. All these things cannot just happen off the cuff. It has to be a deliberate policy. It has to be a deliberate policy. It won't just happen off the cuff. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Nana, good evening.
Good evening. Who am I talking to?
My name is Saint OJ.
Come again?
Saint OJ.
Saint OJ, let me hear you.
Okay, I think, Nana, I'm quite happy we are talking about this matter today. And I think it has more to do with reorientation of our minds. As a historian, sometimes I understand why in certain countries during the revolutions, one of the things they targeted was religion. And in some instances, they even banned it entirely, because if you're not careful, somebody will try to make you think in a particular way, which will be to his benefit and your disadvantage, and yet people still fall for it. And I think the evil ones are not in hell, they are with us. Because the things that we do, I think for now we've even exceeded the devil himself. So I'm happy we are talking about this today. I don't know who will one day have the boldness in Ghana to actually deal with this religious matters, where, as one of your callers said, how can somebody tell you that when they came through tonight, you're going to hit the devil? That is complete absurdity. And in Ghana, everything goes and nothing happens. Nobody cares. There isn't any power there to stop all these silly things that are happening in our country. And I think until we get to that time, I don't know. But it's sad. But my last question on this has always been this. So, Nana, what do we do? Isn't it possible that a lot of Ghanaians who think rights can come together and make sure that we do away with what is wrong? Thank you very much, Nana.
Thank you very much. What we do is that we don't lose hope. 0302216541. delete this devil is a responsible mentality. This devil responsibility mentality from our minds. We are passing it over to our younger generations. Good evening, Stephen Jampo in Tinkong. It's a big question. Stephen, it has to be deliberate. Really, really has to be deliberate. You know, there's this thing that we do where we think that because people are born, they are generally going to be good people. I don't know why, but we all just assume that people are born and that by all means they'll grow up to be good people and they will love Ghana and that's it. But you have to shape people to be good people. You have to let people know what to think and not to think about. You have to tell people what to hate and not to hate. And so it has to be a policy. We should sit around the table and decide what sort of Christians we want. Ones that are devil focused or ones that are Christ inclined. And you get the clergy and everybody inclined to say that, listen, let's focus and highlight on this part of the message. Once upon a time, it was, don't love the things that don't cherish the material things on the earth because you have gold and stuff that you're going to receive somewhere else, and people bought into it. So they didn't care about the gold and the values that they had because they knew they were going to a better place. The same person who was preaching to say that don't worry about these earthly goods and everything was busily creating a heaven for himself. The light is now on. Even if there's a heaven that we are going, let us create a temporary one now, enjoy it, and go and enjoy the permanent one later. That's where we have to be moving into. That so far as we haven't gone to heaven, let us at least reenact it. Testing heaven, answer not the original one, but we can't live in hell hoping to go to heaven one day. Hello, who's talking to me? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir. Who's talking to me?
Nana Ansah from Montpellier.
Let me hear you, my brother.
The only taxi driver who listens to Joe was born. Nana, even in Ghana here, a spider, a common spider is a devil. Can you imagine? Nana, thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much for listening to. Thank you very much for listening to me. So, like some folks, I'm saying, as you see, I'm here deliberate. We have to come together and change it because our mentality is really hindering our process. So that somebody gets a car and should know, say, look, Jack, it doesn't matter how much I pray, I must get the brakes working. The shock should be working. The steering column should be working. Everything should be working. It doesn't take prayer for the car to stay on the road. No, it takes the mechanics. And then you just pray to say thank you. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Let
me hear you, my brother. Charlie, you are coming to eat Kukuntil. You understand one? Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, it is very simple. God, He will bless you with trees, but never furniture. He will give you trees, but He will never give you furniture.
Yeah.
It's as simple as this. Just over the time the Vice President of the U.S. came to Ghana, the first press briefing, I don't know whether people noticed it. The Ghanaian flag, both of them, there were two. They were all crumpled. Nana, I said, flag, no, not pumpuno. Ghana flag, not pumpuno. And then I'm like, is it that our protocol people didn't see it? Or it is me that I'm making trivial issues of nothing? And I'm like, this is a true reflection of the country. Country, not pumpuno. Because if the whole Vice President of the United States, not Ghanaian flag, the country who we are hosting here, so everything is supposed to be in tip-top shape. We understand Americans came and took over everything. It's a Ghanaian flag also. I'm different embassy one about Hana. And I'm like, this is just a true reflection of the country. Like, it's, you see, we are getting to somewhere. This is how can when some I think I heard the funny comment over the weekend, and the person was saying, when the angels and God are in heaven, they want to amuse themselves. I'm saying, it's funny. You see, we joke with everything. You know, I don't know what to say today. Today, me myself, I just wanted to listen to people, but at the point I felt like, let me call and make this happen. So, the Vice President Kamala Harris back, the flags behind were all crumpled. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a small thing, but it's big, you know, big protocol lapse. Flag up component today, but it's a big protocol lapse. These are some of the little things. You know, some crisis in the embassy in the it is a yatra services in the embassy in Ukraine to me. I am. Dr. Jonas Ladme. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who's talking to me?
Oh, this is Kabuna from the United States.
Hey, Ojam. Ojam, let me hear you.
Yeah. Yes. So I joined the program late, but I heard something. I looked at the caption and it was about the devil. I'm trying to understand the context. So your context is we believe everything is devilish or what?
Yes, I was just saying that, you know, we are, you know, causing our own harm and blaming the devil for it. So somebody doesn't service their car, doesn't buy tires, has no driving experience, drives into a ditch and say, you're born someday. You know, there are certain things which you should know as a human being. Say, look, there are preparations, there are, you know, experiences, there are, you know, that you have to go through. These are principles of life. So once you miss those principles,
so
let me hear you.
Yeah, Ohini, like I told you the last time, I think I have made this point in the previous Monday that Christianity complements our lives. The totality of the human being, like you said, should be in the family setting and then the school system. And then when we go to church, we top it up. Right? So now what we need to is what kind of education is the state, right? Is the state giving to the citizens, right? What kind of programs do we have to support the family system so that the families can be strong, so that they can raise good citizens who wouldn't see the devil in everything that they do, they can think for themselves, right? Now, Ghana has freedom of speech, right? So everybody has a right to indoctrinate, or to shepherd their flock, right? So that's the kind of instruction that they receive in the churches. So we need to pay close attention to our education system and then the family system, right? And Nana, let me make a last point.
Sure.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, the last point is, you remember when the United States Vice President came to the United States, she brought her own press, her press team, right? Because she wants to hold herself accountable to the American people, so that American people will know what she's doing outside America. And you say that to Akufo-Addo, when was the last time that Akufo-Addo held a press conference and invited Joy FM, invited all these media men to voluntarily ask him questions about the socio-economic situations of Ghana, especially in Kumasi?
Thank you very much. I mean, I remember they used to do. I think it was after COVID and a call from Kaka. But before COVID, he was quite good at that. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Nana, this is William.
Nana,
do you know that some of us, your friends, have stopped going to church for so long? Maybe you don't know. The reason is simple. We have read the Bible from the beginning to the end. And we even know it more than some of these pastors who preach. We don't even know it more than these pastors who preach to us. And you know what they do is they always attribute anything we do wrong that has an effect to the devil. So it looks as if the devil has even become more powerful than God. And those are some of the reasons why some of us have even stopped listening to them even on radio. Because I'm not saying all, some of them want, you see, they have psychologically retuned or fine-tuned people's mind to think of anything that has an effect. Like maybe you do something, you step on a gutter, then you didn't step well, you fall into it, it is the devil. Oh God. So that is why some of us do. For me, I really stopped going to church for about 11 years now. Because I wouldn't want to be listening to some of those senseless things some of them tell us. Everything is the devil, everything is the devil. And a good evening. You have a nice program.
Thank you very much. Devil or no devil, Ekwa Kudi Kokunte. Devil or no devil, 10th of April, we shall meet to break bread. We shall meet to break bread at the little republic of Akwamu Edumasi. For those of you who want the direction, you just drive through Akosombo, literally through the Akosombo township. Drive through like you're going to the Dodi Princess. Drive to the marina and follow the big yellow road. Literally, well, big brown road. And you will come and meet the people, the big euphoria. The cow has been fattened. Kukunte has been milled. The lady in charge of the Kukunte is called Auntie Ya Kukunte. I don't even know. The lady in charge of the Kukunte is called Auntie Ya Kukunte. She's been doing Kukunte for quite a few decades now. The first Kukunte party was opened by Dr. Dampare. He was GP2 then, now he's GP1. But still able to suffer as it was in the beginning. As it was in the beginning. Our great Queen Mother Nana Frakuma herself is going to grace the occasion. Last year, Wamba, this year, so Lieutenant Hukwa Fakutu the third. As for the Equiapim region, Ebri Hene, Mampon Hene, the Abutechi Hene, Manfi Hene. No, the word you need choice. It's going to be a whole Kukunte Ujura festival.